Good morning, First United Methodist Church friends and family. We're so glad to see you here on this Thursday morning. It's almost lunchtime. We're already ready because we have delicious lunches in store. However, we wanted to talk to you today about what's coming up in the next week. We have with us today, of course, Reverend Jessica Wright, and she's going to talk to you about her sermon this Sunday. And we're going to work on building an audience here, which is why I'm going to do some housekeeping first. This week has been really, really quiet. We've got senior pastor and his executive assistant out on vacation this week. So that's not why it's quiet. We really think it's quiet because it is the week before Vacation Bible School. Yes, the calm before the storm. And we are so excited. We're so ready. This is the last day to register your kiddos. I want to make sure everybody gets that in their head that it is closing tonight and it is almost full, which is so exciting. However, we need more adult and teen volunteers. We also need, Facebook's telling me something. We also need food donations. We need snacks for the snack room. We need snacks for the kids. And if you're working and can't volunteer, well, guess what? We would invite you to make a trip to Walmart or your local grocery store and pick up whatever we need, which you can find out what we need by calling Miss Mary Freeman or sending her an email, and she will tell you what we need. I picked up graham crackers and Little Debbie cakes, and Reverend White, we'll call her Jessica because that's much more friendly. Jessica just brought in bukus of rice cakes today, unsalted. Yum, delicious. Yum. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my bulletin as my crib sheet here. Let's tell you what's going up. By the way, I am Allison Thomas, your communications director, and I kind of know what's going on around here if you tell me what's going on around here. And I'm always looking about 2 weeks out. So let me look out here. On Sunday, the 6th of August, very exciting event happening. We have Dr. Jim Ozier, who is now working as a consultant with churches to help them in church growth, in hospitality, in many, many areas that he's doing very well at because he has a lot of experience as a senior pastor and in growing churches. He is coming to preach to us on bring the word to us on the 6th. The name of the sermon is Making First Impressions Last. Wonderful, wonderful topic. I think everybody could benefit from this. And then after worship, we have a workshop with a free lunch that Dr. Ozier is presenting. And we ask that because we are providing childcare and we are feeding you to please RSVP. You can RSVP on your bulletin with if you need childcare and how many people are coming from your family. And if you can't get to worship in the next couple of weeks to RSVP, just email Reverend Maxie Moore, maxiem@fumcallen.org, or call the church, 972-727-8261, and let her know that you plan to come, because we want to have enough food for everybody. That's the 6th of August, which is very exciting. And then the other thing that's happening that very same day is Fill the Bus. And if you don't know what Fill the Bus is, we have a huge service in Allen, Texas. Oh, somebody's joined us. We have a huge service in Allen where we provide and we collect and provide school supplies for our children who just don't have the funds or the financial situation where they can afford to buy all these wonderful new school supplies. And we want them going to school well prepared with everything. So the bus is going to be all over town in the next few weeks, but it's going to be at our church on the 6th of August from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And because we don't want you leaving crayons in the bus, we will have people there to take your school supplies. It's at the west entrance, and yes, you can leave it in the bus, but there'll be people there to take your school supplies. And all that leads up to the Back to School Bash, which is August the 12th. And this is a volunteer opportunity. I invite you to go look at our website and read more about the Back to School Bash. It is a wonderful event. Not only do ACO has gathered up all these backpacks and school supplies from all over town where they've been collected, assembling them and then giving those to the kids that come in that day with their families. Well, not only are we going to do backpacks, we are doing immunizations. What else? Shoes. Oh my gosh. And that's a big thing. We are looking for funds to help pay for these shoes. We buy them from Payless and then basically open a shoe store here at the church. It's really fun. And if you want to be a part of Back to School Bash, please go to our website. There's a link there with all the different jobs you can do, and then sign up, please. It will change your life, and it's what the church is really all about when you see us come together for Back to School Bash. Okay, well, that's it from my end today. I'm going to turn this around to Jessica. She's got some things she needs to talk to you about today, and if you're not on live right now, later you will be able to watch this video. So let's turn it over to Jessica.
Hi, everyone.
Well, let's see.
Are you flipped?
Not yet. There we go.
Yay! Hey, everybody. Jessica. I know technology is fabulous when it works. So speaking of technology, I have a few invitations for you so that we can stay better connected as a church family and as an internet family, because I know that every church usually has a group of folks who feel connected to this church, whether or not you live in this zip code or not. Maybe you were a part of this church many years ago and you've moved for some reason. Maybe you're off at college. There are lots of ways to stay connected, even if you're not physically present. The first one that I would highlight to you, I'm picking up my phone. Yes, I am, is our app. Like, it's right there. It says FUMC Allen. See that app? For me, it's between my Virgin Pulse and my Spotify.
And it's turquoise.
It's turquoise, yes. So download this app from iTunes or wherever you get your apps. And then you open it up, check that out. There's some amazing pictures. There's Pastor Todd. You will stay connected. You will know what's going on in our church when you have this app. And one of the fun things that's going on this summer is that you can click right here, head on down. Okay, we found this a moment ago.
It's up.
Oh, it's up. Okay, so right here, you can take photos. There we go. Thank you. Allison is walking me through because I may be terrible at technology sometimes. My husband could have already told you this. And send us a photo. So you can click right there. You can let it take a photo or video right here. Just take a photo. And you can click there. And then here, we're gonna be silly. Look, that's what's going on the other side right now. So we're going to take that video. We're going to use it. We're going to crop it in that awesome way. And we're going to send it. It goes right to Allison. Send. I'm going to choose to send the actual size so it's big and fabulous for use in lots of places. And then it might pop up. We want you to take pictures of where you are this summer because we know lots of folks are traveling. Hashtag FUMC Family Vacay, VACAY. Hashtag FUMC Family Vacay. Show us what you're doing. Like, if you could, put on the church t-shirt, take a picture of yourself wherever you are, and send it our way. You know those fabulous screen collages that we have around the church? It is so much fun to see where you are, what you're doing, all that amazing stuff. Another way to stay connected, especially as we talk about the worship and what is going on, is to go out and download the podcast. You can subscribe to FUMC Allen sermons, weekly sermons at iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. And you can also, if you're not a big podcast person, I totally get it. I only adopted podcasts about 6 months ago. True confession. You can go out to the website, and on the website you click media, and then it will have a drop down. You click sermons. You can listen to it live right there on the website, or you can download the file to listen to it later, or you can download it as a podcast. And there's a heck of a lot of social media there too to help you stay connected. You can share it out with your friends. If something that you hear in worship inspires you and you think that it might be a helpful word for others as well, share it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I think that could only make Facebook a more fun place than it is sometimes. All right. On to this week. I have the honor and privilege of getting to preach again this week in worship, and I'm so delighted. Last week was a whole lot of fun. We're continuing our series on the shack. And the question from the movie that we will be using as our prompt this week is, how can I know the heart of God? How can I know God's heart? And it's interesting. So the scene in the movie, if you've seen the movie, if you read the book, you'll know that Mac passes into this cavern where he meets Sophia, the wisdom of God. And she asks him how he judges things. I know that when we're at church, we like to not think that we judge anything or anyone because we know that we've been told that that's not right, but we totally judge things. We do. Like anytime you're standing in line, you have a sense of where you stand in relation to other folks. Who are the folks that maybe you need to kiss up to just a little bit because maybe they will have something to do for you in the future and you want to be sure that you're on their good side. You also know that sometimes there are folks that you look at and you think, well, I don't need anything from them, and I can kind of ignore or dismiss them. And in the worst case situations, sometimes those are people who experience abuse at the hands of others because they have nothing to offer. So, how do we judge? And how does God judge? The scripture for this week is going to be from Matthew chapter 20. The first section, it's a parable about a landowner who owns a vineyard and the workers that he hires to work there, and how much that parable upsets us. Because it doesn't seem fair that people who work for only an hour should get paid the same as people who've worked all day in the scorching heat, as they point out. In Texas, I think we know a little bit of something about scorching heat. So friends, I can imagine if I had worked 12 hours in someone's field around here and some, Joe Smith, who showed up an hour before quitting time, showed up and got paid the same, I'd be angry too. So I invite you to come this week at 8:15, 9:30, or 11 as we unpack that scripture, as we unpack that question from the shack, and see what word from God we might hear. All right, back to you, Allison.
Okay, we're going to get technology. It's because it's a little bitty button.
Oh, come on. Press bigger buttons.
There you go. Thank you. Wow. I can't wait to hear Jessica's sermon this week. In the garden, if you haven't been in the sanctuary lately, you will see that we have a garden growing on the altar, which is quite beautiful, and we do feel like we're in Eden, which is nice because it's not Eden outside.
No.
Summer surely has come. Okay, that's a reminder that next week is Vacation Bible School.
Woohoo!
Yay, we're all excited. And as a reminder, August 30th is Children's Sabbath. That's also the Sunday that we're wrapping up this 5-week sermon series called, and based on the movie called The Shack. The movie is available on Redbox, and Redbox, you can rent it for like $1.50. And I welcome you, if you didn't get to see it on the 2nd, or if you haven't been able to borrow it from a friend, take a moment, catch the movie, come to worship. We'll see you Sunday. Bye.